Oh man, good morning. Good morning. Scoot, scoot, little bug. All right, so TikTok is notifying my viewers that I am live, and I am live, and the sun is shining on me. But hopefully, when the stuff recalibrates, you'll see that I'm still here. So, hey, I see a couple of familiar faces already, or names rather. My peeps. Annoying ASMR. Cat Mama, German Maid 95, Abbott Elementary. Nice to see you. Lisa Gazinski. I don't want to mangle your name. So nice to see you. Nice to see you. Katie and Jahaz and Mona. User, this always gets me, user 9462 whatever. Deb71. Wicked easy. So good morning, everybody. Happy Friday. Um, oh, it's so funny. Not that it's a story I want to share, but just real quick. Since it's just a handful of us as we're here. If we haven't met before, I know I felt like I literally was just to jump into a story because I feel like many of us kind of know each other here. But if you haven't met me before, I'm Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach. I'm doing a TikTok live for the next hour to help you with your clutter. Outside of doing TikTok lives, I have a email or email mailing list, and I do one-on-one paid coaching. So there's that. But anyhow, that's for like the people who've never met me before. The people who do know me, and trust me, this is how I roll. So get to know me is, I bought one of those, and I'm gonna have to do this right now. I bought one of those like posture correcting bras from Amazon. I didn't buy the $200 one that I saw on the socials, and I said, well, let's just experiment. And so I wore it this morning on my morning walk, and I was just like walking around like this, but it was like it was rubbing against the soft, fleshy, white belly underneath my bubs. And so it was just so uncomfortable. So I was just like, it's comparison. My regular bras are fine, but they allow me to hunch over. I like to hunch over. Look at me, I'm hunching over. I don't know, it was just interesting to be like, am I going to put up with this discomfort for this result, which is allegedly better posture? Now I'm going to look around for it and, see what I can do to alternate that, because I felt like I was kind of standing up straighter. But so if you see me kind of going like this and picking right here, it's because I have really like tissue paper Irish skin, and it gets irritated very easily, much like my brain, but I kid. So anyhow, so yeah, in case you see me kind of picking at myself, you'll know where it came from. But good morning, everybody. It's again, I feel like I did college radio back in the 80s, and I'm pretty sure Friday mornings might have been, I know I had a morning shift, which isn't so surprising because I am a morning person. But I always feel like, hey, everybody, good morning. It's 8:04 in the morning. My name is Beth. You're tuned to WDJM 91.3 FM in Framingham. Notice the things that you say a lot tend to roll off of your tongue, even though it's been decades since you actually used it. You know? Oh, thank you. Can I help you with anything today? Would you like to apply for a Pier 1? Would you like to save 10% by opening up a Pier 1 charge card? Now, I haven't worked at Pier 1 in decades, but man, the things that you're in the habit of saying and you do it, it kind of puts a groove in what you're doing. So if the words you're using are something inoffensive, like, would you like to save 10% by opening up a Pier 1 charge card? No big deal. But if the words you're saying are like, man, I can't do this. This is really hard. I will never get there. I'm too old. This is hard. That's the stuff. That's the stuff that I just want to point out to you. We can change that. I love to play the opposite game. As Christina, one of my coaching clients, says, and you've maybe seen her show up here, she calls it reverse, reverse. So think about the words that come off of your head automatically. One of the big things, actually, and this has come up in coaching and also on some of my TikTok. Good morning, Gigi Gina. Nice to see you. The Genie. One of the phrases that comes up a lot with people that you don't even realize is a habit that you say is, I don't know. I don't know. What do you want? I don't know. Good morning, Gail. Nice to see you. And Kim and Ivy and Lynn and Jess. I feel like Miss Jean on Romper Room. And man, am I so glad I did not. I was going to try to wear, I'm going to digress for just a minute. I was going to try to wear the posture correcting bra on my TikTok live this morning to just experiment with it. But then I realized the whole time I'd be sitting here like this. Like you'd be like, did a robot replace Beth? I am a human. I have curves. I can bend and stretch and kick like Sally O'Malley. So I'm so glad I didn't wear that. Notice the words in your head. Now, what does this have to do with clutter? People may ask. Like, aren't you going to tell me how to, like, put my stuff from light to dark and high to low and all those types of things? Oh, we get there. We get there. But that comes way before. That comes way after what I love to talk about, which is the thoughts in your head make you feel a certain way. And when you feel a certain way, you do a certain thing, you know? Oh, Gail was on. You had Miss Julie. We were, you know what? Here's a funny thing. So Gail, Miss Julie was her romper room lady. You were on her show once. That's awesome. Annalisa, Pixel Pitbull, nice to see you. We had Miss Jean, I think, and we were reading this. We were hanging around with some people this weekend, or within the past week, and I Googled it, and it's true that there were regional, like the show itself was a franchise. So wherever you happen to live, you might have had somebody else. The format was the same, but the woman who was the hostess was different. So I had Miss Jean because I was up in Massachusetts. You had Miss Julie. I'm sure there was Miss So-and-so wherever you are, but yeah. And I don't know, isn't it funny that the things we remember? Like to me, when I'm rattling off people's names, I feel like I should have like an invisible like mirror in front of me. I was never on the show. She never called my name. Issues. Yeah, I've got them. I kind of wanted to be, I wanted to be on Zoom. And I also wanted to be on, this is a totally niche because it was the Massachusetts area. I wanted to be on the Rex Trailer Show. Even better yet, I wanted to go to Disney World with the tour of that sent it. You know, I do remember Sherry and Lamb Chop. That was a wee bit, that was when I was a wicked little kid. So I am elder Gen X. I was born in 66. So I do remember them, but it was a bit abstract for me. I remember, and we don't have to trust me. You guys, we could spend this whole time walking down memory lane of the things you remember. You know what I remember? I remember the Banana Splits. I think the Banana Splits was a precursor to the life I live now. Because tra-la-la-la-la-la-la, poppy little theme song. They were in a band. They lived in a wacky house. I am married to a man who writes poppy theme songs. We live in a wacky house. I love it. And he's in bands too. Yep, Captain Kangaroo. I remember him as well. You know? So notice the things we have in common. This is me always trying to be like, again, we could just sit here and chat and that's cool. Swabby in Springfield, Mass. Interesting. Never heard of Swabby. I remember we had, and seriously, I'll end this at 8:10, I promise, because I want to talk about some good stuff. This is fun. Don't get me wrong. I love fun, and I love chit-chat and connecting about some stuff like that. We had, what was his name? We had Willie Whistle. I met him once. Kind of funny, like a clown guy. And we had the guy, I'll have to ask my friend Craig. He would know. It was like Captain Bob or something, where you would sit there and he would teach you how to draw something. I remember that. Oh, Farm Girl, you're from Dot. You're from Dot. I went to UMass Boston, and I had my friend Mamie Conley. Whatever happened to Mamie? She was from Dot as well. HR Puffin Stuff. Yes, I liked that. Again, I think of myself as a child totally crushing on Jack Wild. He was the guy. He was little Jackie on the HR Puffin Stuff. He was also the Artful Dodger in the I think the Broadway cast, or one of the casts. No, he was in the movie Oliver, never before has a boy wanted more. I loved that show. I loved that soundtrack. I didn't realize till later when I was totally like 9 years old and crushing on reruns of The Monkees with Davy Jones, that Davy Jones was also the Artful Dodger. So, yeah, so that's me. Oh, so Patricia, you're saying you have an excellent memory. You know what? I have a random pop culture influenced memory that of things that just, here's the thing. Sometimes you can't pick what sticks with you. You can't. I said that the other day when I was singing a theme song to something. I'm often thinking theme songs. Sometimes you can't control what you remember, but sometimes you can actually, work on it. Like for example, here's a silly example, but it's true. I was driving down to Longwood Gardens with friends of ours last week to see our friends Sloey and the Boats play in the beer garden. I can't, if I could digress and go back to why we were talking about Mr. Peanut. And so I Googled it, and Mr. Peanut's real name is, and it was through repetition. It was like, now I can't remember, Bartholomew like Richard Smythe something. He has 4 names, and each one of us took a part and we repeated it. So repetition helps you remember stuff. Okay, you know, there we go. Hey, Christina Glendale, check you out being up early working on that HR closet. Rock on, lady. I am with you. You are going to get that done. You're going to show them, and you're going to make sure nobody else puts their stuff in that HR closet again. There we go. Okay, Farm Girl 11, Beth makes decluttering fun. Thank you. Let's put some quotes and a little TM over that, because I'm not showing up if it's not fun. And I'm not showing up to yell at you either. I'm not going to stand over you and be like, do it more, faster, you're doing it wrong, blah. I hate that stuff. I hate that stuff so much. That's why I do not show up in that energy. That even though I'm an older sister, even though I have been the manager of teams almost all my life, I try my hardest not to be bossy, especially in coaching. I want you to want to coach. I want you to want me. I want you to want to declutter because it's good for you. Not just like eat your cereal, it's supposed to be good for you. No, decluttering helps change your life into awesomeness. It does. I swear to God. It does. So, oh, Gail is saying thank you for everything you taught me. Awesome. You know, you're saying, where do I go to subscribe? I think you're mailing. I kind of am missing some things because we've been rattling off some stuff. But if you want to join my mailing list, there's a thing. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. Free mailing list. I will share with you. People on the mailing list already know this. I will be sending out a follow-up email after today's TikTok live. And when I get some more TikToks on my schedule for the next couple of weeks and consultation slots, I'm going to send out an email. And as a reminder to the people on the mailing list, and also for you who are not, but this may be of interest to you, somebody here, literally within just the past couple of weeks, said, you know what would be really helpful to me is if a bunch of us could get together and we could all sit down at the same time in our respective homes, just like on Zoom or something. Not Zoom, but, you know, Zoom 21st century Zoom. Yeah. And we all would take an hour and we'd sit there at the same time, but not feeling alone, and we would sort through some paperwork. Because does anybody, oh, Gail, thank you for all the flowers. Thank you. I don't know if you struggle with like paper clutter. I grew up in a paper cluttered home like you wouldn't believe. I am still helping my mother dig out the paper clutter that she and my dad kind of accumulated through being in the same house for 50 years. Earlier in April, I went there before it got too hot up in Massachusetts. I spent like 2 solid days in that attic, and literally I found bags of opened mail. My dad would open it with his favorite little, whatever you call it, like steak knife. He'd open it, and then he'd put it back in the envelope, and then somehow it got up in the attic in a bag. Seriously, I could show you pictures of postmarks from like 1972, 73, 74. So boy, do I know what it's like to have piles of paper. So what I'm doing is on Sunday, somebody called it a paper party. And again, I think I try to make things fun. So, excuse me. We're having a paper party. It's free at this point. I may charge for it later. I'm just saying that. Because sometimes when you pay money, even a smidge, $10, to show up for something, it may get you to be more serious about it. It may get you to not ghost yourself, to be like, I can do that later. No skin in the game. So this Sunday is going to be like the free gimme to see if it works and I like it. And if it's worth it for you, I want to hear from you if it helps you. So if that sounds of interest to you, here's the other thing I'm going to do too, is I don't know if this part will work, but somebody yesterday when I was doing my TikTok, asked about it and said, could you record it if I can't make it? Now, I don't know if a recording will work, but I'm willing to give it a try. So it's sitting down for an hour. We get there together. We're going to show up with our own piles of paper, whatever that happens to look like for you. I'll give a little bit of instruction and encouragement and answer any quick questions. Then I will, in a really easy way, just set the timer. Then I shut off I will keep my what do you call it? My camera on. Can't even talk. I'll keep my camera on. I'll mute myself. You guys can shut off your cameras and then just get in the zone of sorting out things. Then we'll get to tune back in. How's it going? Any questions? You're doing good. Let's keep on doing it. Put your heads down for a little bit. Kind of like they call it the Pomodoro method. I used to have a coach myself that we would do co-working, so it's kind of that type of thing. Oh, hey, squirrels. Legit, that was a total squirrel. It wasn't just saying squirrel. It was squirrels chasing each other up the tree. Anyhow, if that sounds interest to you, the paper party, it's this Sunday. Hey, play nice. They're beating each other up. This Sunday from 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern. If you're interested in that, all the info is going to be sent out to the people on the mailing list. So if it's interesting and you're not on the mailing list, get on the mailing list. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. Here we go. Okay, enough of this. Okay. Whoop, there we go. Yeah, exactly. I said squirrel, but it was for real. Yeah, it was so meta. It wasn't just squirrel, and it's something random. Okay. I love this. Farm Girl says it really does change the way you feel in all aspects of your life. Gail is saying her house looks so good. Yay, Gail. You know, and not only good. Here's the thing. Oh, Gail lit up my rose in my gift gallery. I don't know what that means, but I know it's nice, so thank you very much. Okay? Yeah, I love it. This is a big one for me, but you have tons of successes. I've been shredding like crazy. Shredding is good. Recycling is good. Saving the stuff that you want to save is good. All of it is good. Okay, Jen is saying, I hope you do another one. We will be on vacation. Yes, awesome. Yay for vacations. Celebrate the moments of your life. Go on vacation. Have some fun. Notice on vacation maybe what you don't need to bring back as far as souvenirs go, except for good memories, some photos, write down some good stuff, you know. Good to know that it seems like it's interesting. Okay, so here's the thing, Gail, since you were saying how I've helped you, and this is just, she doesn't, Gail doesn't know I'm going to put her on the spot, but how does it feel to be in a house that looks good? Because I have a theory. I'll wait for you, you can answer if you want. If you don't, I do not want to put anybody on the spot. I have a theory, and I've seen it play out, that when your house looks good, you feel good. When your house looks better than it did, you feel better than you did. Okay? Good morning, Erin. Nice to see you. I've got my tea. I hope you have your coffee. So yeah, okay. Gail is saying it feels amazing to live in a house that she has decluttered. That's what we're going for, people. You know what? It's going to be very silly if Martha Stewart comes and knocks on my door and is like, let me judge you on your housekeeping skills. Let me open up that closet and see if it's organized. Very few times that will happen, but you're in your house 24/7. Like you are there the most. So think about if you're hanging out in a space that doesn't feel good all the time, it's like hanging out with smokers. It starts to like just seep into your clothes and you don't even know it. On the flip side, if your house is decluttered, if it looks good, if it's organized in a way that works for your brain so you can easily find your stuff, and what you find is of good quality, meaning you can use it, you can wear it, you can eat it, it's all of good stuff, you can easily put it away, and that the stories these things tell you are good stories, man, imagine hanging out in that kind of atmosphere, that it doesn't even smell like smoke, it smells fresh and clean. Like right now I'm on my patio and I'm outside because it is still cool here. There will be a time when it's too hot and I'll go inside, But yes, Christina is saying, okay, Tamara is saying it feels good. It does feel good. You are free in your own home. Yeah. And Melanie is saying, that's true. When I clean house, it feels like I'm out of town. Yeah. Walking into that really cool hotel room and checking it out and it's nice and neat and organized. Somebody else has already made the bed. You know that the sheets are clean. Yeah. Simplifying is gratifying, says Gail. That's a wonderful statement. Yes, being grateful that you're doing it for yourself because you feel good. All right, Annalisa has the opportunity. I love the fact that you put the little quote marks around it, quotation marks, to declutter as much as possible. Redoing our floors on 2 stories. Yes. Annalisa, you're not alone. I have a client that I work with who is actually redoing the floors in her house. It's like a Brooklyn, an older, like antique house. I don't know, historic home. I don't know, just old. Redoing the hardwood floors there. And wow, what a difference it is when you have to take everything out of a room and you move, you take it all out. Noticing how much effort it takes to move all your shit may make you say, do I even want to put this back in here again? There we go. Farm Girl 11 is saying it's the ultimate expression of self-love. I love it. Alrighty. So I missed something. Oh, there we go. Yeah, 100% hotel feel. Yes. Erin, you and I talked about that when we were coaching, about that hotel feel and that quiet too. That nice, not everything's nagging at you to do something. That sometimes my house nags me. I know I have dishes in the sink right now. I've got some stuff I need to put away, but it's at a manageable level. I've definitely turned down the volume. Turn down the volume of the stuff that nags at me. And by turning down the sheer volume of items in my house, the fewer things you have and the better condition they are, the easier it is for you to take care of them. So, yay. And actually, here's really cool. Annalisa, and this is where we're going to get to. I'm actually excited to curate my house the way I want it. Now, here's a few things that if this was written down, I'd be circling and using a little highlighter. Excited. Having an energy in you to want to do it. Not, I have to do this. This is going to be a pain in the ass. I want to do it. I'm excited to do it. Also, curate my house. Curate. I love that word because I was an art history major. Curation means you're picking out the best stuff. The best stuff, and not just, oh, this is fancy, this is worth some money. No, the stuff that you love. Some of the best stuff in our house cost nothing. It was trash picked. It was thrifted. It was, maybe given to us. It maybe has no monetary value in the resale world, but man, does it feel good. And the way I want it. Excited, curated the way you want it. Nobody else but you. This is where the life coaching really helps, is practicing saying, what do I want? Listening for the answer, and then feeling encouraged, excited, empowered to do whatever it is that will get you that thing. I have gotten so good at this. It has just become the way I move through the world. It is fun, and I love to teach people this, because when you realize you can do something to get stuff into your life, you're going to want to learn how to do it and practice it, because you get to do those things, Well, trust me. Okay, comedy of errors. I know it's not all easy. So comedy of errors saying, well, how could I do this with young kids who give me minimal time and have way too many toys? Okay, this is it. This is not easy peasy, but this is worth talking about. Okay, is little kids do take up time. Now, I will say truth. I don't have kids. Never had them. Never wanted them. Never did. Love it. But I have nieces and nephews. I've babysat all my life. I see people with kids. I know they take up your time. Somebody just shot a cannon off, I believe. It must be 1776. Let me help you, just give you an idea. I consider decluttering to be a life skill. I also consider decluttering to be something that children of all ages should learn to participate in. So, for example, one of the curious things would be if the kids have way too many toys, notice the quantity and quality. The quantity of items can have the adverse effect. That sounds fancy, but what I mean is sometimes you think too much you think is going to be like, well, if this much is good, more will be better. Sometimes too many toys can be overwhelming, and not just to you when you try to clean them up, but to the kids too. They don't know which one to play with. They're if you only have one chip and dip, you'll only put your chips in one chip and dip bowl. But if you have 14 of them, then you have to make decisions. And decision making is also a skill. And decision making is made more difficult when you have too many things. This is struggling. This may stress out your kids too, and they don't even know it. But notice the way too many toys, way too many. How about working with your kids, getting it to a just right thing? Maybe they're too young to do this, but get them involved in putting away their toys. Putting away your stuff is part of decluttering. But deciding what you have, if it's the right amount, and then making a home for your stuff. Does the home for the stuff fit? Does all the stuff fit in that home? It's kind of like when you do your laundry and all you're doing is wearing the clothes you have and everything else is clean. Does everything fit in your closet or your bureau drawers? Sometimes the answer is no, and that's when you need to curate and pull out some stuff so when everything is clean and orderly, it fits in that storage space. Okay? The other thing, too, is seriously, I say get some help with this, but I want to say this in a way that does not indicate that the decluttering is only your job. If you live in a home with other adults, it should be a audience participation. I want other people should be participating in the decluttering. It should not fall to just one person. And I'm looking at us women who tend to be told that the house is our domain and everybody else, and you're picking up after everybody else. I put the traffic cop hand up and I say, not on my watch. Because you have a life you want to live. You have stuff you want to do in the life. You want to show your family. One of the best things you can show your family how you love them is teaching them how to declutter so they become responsible adults themselves and can take care of themselves. Okay? That's how I coach. So if you don't have time, can somebody else take care of the kids? Can somebody else help participate? Can you take care of the kids while somebody else declutters? How about flipping that on the opposite? So this is kind of funny. I just saw German Maid 95 saying, I love hearing your birds and squirrels. All I hear are the thousands of cicadas at my house. Yeah, it's funny because I love that too. Getting out into the fresh air and hearing nature and seeing the trees and the green, that helps my nervous system. So it probably is making you feel good, and when you feel better, you do better, you know? I love this, okay? And Patricia is saying, my new phase, I love it, get into a new phase, isn't scrapbooking. It's making photo books online, and I'm donating all the scrapbooking stuff. Yes. Sometimes we go into phases where we think we're going to do stuff. I thought I was going to make Christmas wreaths with vintage Christmas ornaments. So I accumulated a bunch of Christmas ornaments, and then I was like, I don't really want to make it. I just want to have one. So then I bought one from somebody who did a stellar job, and I donated the stuff. It's totally okay. Now, Beth, I am a Beth too, Beth Whitley. I severely struggle with procrastination. Could really use your advice. Okay. You know, it's funny. There was somebody here on TikTok, and I wish I could remember what she said about procrastination. It was kind of interesting. I was like, I have some thoughts about this, but I can't remember. Something about not liking yourself when you procrastinate. Feeling, okay, here, this is her thing. I'll do my thing, and then if hers comes to mind. What I want to say is get curious why you're procrastinating. Self-judgment may have something to do with it. We don't want to do it. It may be hard. When we're doing something hard, we may beat ourselves up in our head. When we are procrastinating, we're avoiding starting, and then we're getting closer to the deadline. So if the thing does not turn out the way we want it to, we can blame the fact that we didn't have time. Also, frankly, procrastination could be, I know I have to do that, but there's things I'd rather do, and I know I can get it done before the deadline. So maybe you're not procrastinating. Maybe you're just putting it off because there's other fun stuff, and you know you'll get it done before the deadline. Get curious what your flavor of procrastination is. I have two things that I'm procrastinating on. I do. I have a sales tax thing I need to do, and I have a video. Now, notice what I did right then. I could have just been vague, but I was... I know, for me, external accountability helps me get my stuff done. One of the reasons I am procrastinating on those is, one of them is the tax thing feels like just a pain in my butt. I don't see why I have to do this because I paid the taxes. I didn't fill out the forms because the forms are, I struggle, like they're difficult. They're not easy. So I'm like, yeah, you got my money. You fill out the forms later. And it's not that important to me, and the money's minimal. So it's just not a priority for me. The other thing is the video. That's something I've dragged my feet on, and maybe this is the thing for some of you, including myself, a self-fulfilling prophecy. I haven't done it because I haven't done it, so I haven't done it, so I haven't done it. This is something I said I was going to do earlier this year, and then time just got away because I wasn't sure how to frame it, yada, yada. But so I know what it's like to procrastinate on stuff, and I know that I have my reasons. When you listen to yourself and discover why you are procrastinating, that's one of the things coaching does. I'm not saying that to say, hey, become my client. This is something I'm able to go deeper in with my clients, not just what we can bop around on the surface here on a TikTok. But I will say to everybody on this TikTok, if you are not doing the thing up here that you say you know you want to do, I see that, I see that destination, I know I should do it, but I'm not doing it. You know why? It's like there's something going on here. Your nervous system, a story making you feel a certain way. And when you feel a certain way, you do a certain thing. So get curious. Not judgy. Do not judge yourself. Get curious. And in curiosity, the answer will reveal itself. And then you can use that information to do something slightly different to get to where you want to go. Okay? Notice these things. I love this. Wendy Rose kind of got over the big glut of laundry. Instead of doing a little bit at a time, it felt like it was going to take forever. With laundry, you went to the laundromat and got it done in an hour and a half. Sometimes you're able to do that because you got help. You got multiple machines, not just the one machine you have. Yes. Yeah, Annalisa, the age-old story of patriarchy decluttering in their connection. You know, the lover, the dreamer, and me. Yeah. Okay. So, okay. So here's the thing. So struggle. Notice notice how many times you use the word struggle in your life. I don't know what I struggle with. I don't know. It's interesting to notice the words we decide, because when you say it's a struggle, it's hard. Okay. I struggle with fully completing putting away clothes or desk things or toiletries. It's so hard. So I ask you, why is it so hard? I'm not being judgy, trust me. I'm genuinely curious what your brain will tell me when I ask your brain, why is it so hard? I have some ideas, but I don't know you and your situation. Why is it hard? Let's make it easier. Hey, good morning, Carla. Nice to see you. Nice to see you on this early set Friday morning. And those folks who are just kind of tuning in, as I like to say, good morning. My name is Beth. I am a decluttering life coach. My coaching is called Destination Decluttered. I do these TikTok lives. I record them and put them on YouTube. I do videos here. I also have a free mailing list you can get on, destinationdecluttered.com/join. And I do paid one-on-one coaching on Zoom. So like, I know Carla is multiple states away from me. I'm multiple states away from her, yet we work together. So, hey, there we go. Jeannie for Jean is saying, donating my dining room set today because I don't want to deal with selling. Go for it, my friend. I love it. This is one of the questions I ask my clients when we talk about stuff, and I say, what's the easiest way for you to get that thing that you don't want out of your home? Use that question for yourself. I'll repeat it. Everybody. What's the easiest way? Easy. Easy, Dottie. Easy. I am all about easy. What is the easiest way for you to get that stuff that you don't want out of your home? People will probably say, I need a dumpster. Maybe you do. I don't know. It's up to you. But don't make it more difficult. If selling something feels difficult, you may not do it. But if you can give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away now. Okay? But there you go. Could probably get $300, but it's not worth my time. This is a really cool thing, because this is an interesting thing when we have that value in our head. What's it worth to me to do the thing? Is that effort worth my time? Is that money worth my time? And those feelings and numbers vary from people to people, you know? Honor what feels like to you. You know, that's why when I do my consultations with people to see if we'd be a good fit for paid coaching, when I tell them the price, and hopefully I have shown them all the things, all the wonderful changes in their life they can get if they pay for coaching. But if they don't feel it's worth it to them to get that life, to spend that money, I can't convince them. I can do my best to show these things, but I love that you're saying that you have decided that this is not worth your time, and like your time is worth more than that money. And this is one of the things I say too, honestly, about kind of like in an ethical urgency kind of way. With regards to time, I have fewer years on the planet ahead of me than I do behind me. And I don't know how many of those years are. I would like to think I have 40 plus. I may have 4. I have no idea. So you know what? Because of that ambiguity, I want to make the most of every freaking moment of my life. I want to not spend time. I want to get my house looking good, feeling good, create new habits so I keep it looking that way, and then I'm out living the life of Riley. Okay? So, how about you? How many years do you have left? Do you know, actually? Don't you want them to feel better than probably some of the years behind you? I don't know. Just saying, as we like to say. Okay. Yeah, okay, so Seller 268. This is where I love to hang out in coaching, frankly. I like to go get out of the shallow, clear box with Cheerios and say, notice that Seller 268 is saying, I think I'm angry with myself. for something deeper. Clutter is my way of punishing myself. Yeah. Isn't that interesting? It is. The neat thing is, I will share with you, when you discover these thoughts in your head, we can do something about that. We can get curious. Now, I am not a trained mental health professional, so we don't deal with deep-seated trauma and things from the past in a way that just we hang out in the past and figure it out and all that stuff. Coaching gets you where you are now. It's informed by in the past, but if you're ready to learn from that and move on in the forward and learn different. So notice that. So yeah, if you think clutter is a punishment and you're punishing yourself, decluttering would feel like you're absolving yourself from whatever you're mad at yourself about. I think that's great. Here, let me absolve you. Look at me, I'm the Pope. You know, forgive your trespasses. Go out and play. You know? So seriously, there could be, not for everybody, but I bet there are some deeper thoughts and feelings behind your clutter. Frustration of, I was never taught how to do this. Pissed offedness because I was always told to clean my room and now I'm an adult and I don't have to do it if I don't want to. Still resentful for being bossed around like a kid. I got it. I get it. You know, but when you learn those things that are in your head that make you feel a certain way, then you can decide if you want to keep that thought or remove it. Now, I love this. Cat Mom is saying, I pushed myself to call the IRS. God bless you. Mom's estate tax error. Hour on the phone the last time and another hour. You said, put a hand on it. Yes. Baby steps it. You know? Okay. Beth Whitley. Cat Mama, maybe you two should chit-chat because Cat Mama's going through her mom's stuff. You know? I need to finish going through her things and clean mine. I do neither. Get curious why you're doing neither. Not judgy, though. Just don't judge yourselves, people. Everybody, I'm going to tell you this every single day for the rest of your life. Every single day, you are doing the best you can with what you have. You are doing the best you can with the skill set you have, with the time you have, with the energy you have, with the money you have, with the fear of insight, with the love of self. Whatever all those things are, you are doing the best you can with what you have. I know it. In the past, you were doing the best you could. Right now, though, I will say this. I'm here to help you. So you have the opportunity to get more info and to learn a skill, to do things differently. So just notice that you can grow your skills. If you didn't know how to drive a car and you wanted to learn how to drive a car and nobody else wanted to teach you because they're too busy or they're not good teachers, there are people out there you pay to teach you how to drive a car. I had to get paid driving lessons because neither of my parents were patient people. They were like, come on, let's get out. They had no patience for it. That's, I think, why I'm such a patient, gentle coach, because that's what I needed and didn't get. Oh, poor me, I didn't get it. I'm cool now, though. We paid somebody to pay me. We paid somebody who was good at what they did to teach me. They did not get flustered when I was screwing up. They did not make me feel bad when I was screwing up. I got my license and then I practiced. And it's crazy to me that how much driving has improved my life and changed my life, because it's something I was absolutely phobic of doing when I was a teenager. So you can change, you can grow your skill set. You can learn something, you can learn an easier way to declutter than maybe you're doing it right now. Yeah. And look, Jeannie, and look at the support we get from people we don't even know. Jeannie is saying, just pick one box to go through. That's how I started. Cat Mom is saying, my mom last August, just start. It feels better. Okay? You know? There we go. Linda is also cluttering herself with decluttering is my punishment. You guys, why are you punishing yourselves? You are not worthy of punishment. I don't even know you. But I know if you're tuning into my TikTok Live, that you are good people. And stop beating yourself up. Stop beating yourself up. I know it's easier said than done. Start stopping. Here's the thing, start, stop. Anytime you hear yourself starting, which is usually a thought in your head, voices in your head, traffic cop hand. Zip it. Okay? There we go. Hey, Leilani, nice to see you. Love my outfit. You know what? We talked about this this is my robe. I swear, sometimes I do this because I have rolls now where I never had rolls before. Right there, people. Welcome to menopause. And it can be uncomfortable. So I also like to have my arms covered because I get a little bit chilly. It's just my robe, but thank you. Yes, this is instead of having my winter hoodie on, this is basically my summer hoodie. But thank you. And I'm so glad your friend's visit went awesome. Camp Leilani, I love it. Okay. We're in our caftan era. Exactly. My town is having a Roper Romp in September. If you don't know what that is, we all dress up as Mrs. Roper from Three's Company and walk around town in our caftans and have cocktails. Trust me, I don't wait until one day a year. My friends have a pool. I walk around in my caftan all the time. I love it. It's so fun. But let me get back. Yes, let me get back to this, okay? You do not deserve to struggle. You deserve to have it easier on yourself. You are worthy of living a life that feels better than it does now. You are. Don't think of decluttering as a punishment. Think of decluttering as digging yourself out of the life you don't want. Jeremy May was talking about the cicadas. Maybe you're in your cocoon of clutter and now it's time for you to like emerge out of it and cicadas don't turn into butterflies, but okay, roll with me here. I'm mixing my metaphors. Bloom where you're planted. Blossom into the butterfly. Fly around. You can do this. Don't weigh yourself down with stuff that doesn't freaking matter. What matters is you and your life on this planet. The time you have left, what you do with that time, how you feel during that time. That's why I coach. That's how I coach. I'm not just like, looks good, tall to dark, light to small, whatever, all in organized things. No. Because if you don't feel good in a house that looks good, it doesn't work. It doesn't. But when you feel good and you notice the correlation, the connection between it looking good when you feel good, and then you're going to want to keep it that way because you want to keep on feeling good. I know I've been listening to a lot of Abraham Hicks, but there's definitely some stuff there because when you feel good, things are easier. And when things are easier, you do them. And when you do them, it becomes feeling good and easy and feeling good and easy. It's so awesome. There we go. Annalisa, I love that you say I started seeing my life as a movie. Yes, and you are the star of your movie. I was the star of a Hollywood movie. If you know, you know. And I'm in the transition from my hard life to my new life. Yeah, you're going from your black and white era and you're opening up that door and you're in Technicolor. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Witch, oh witch, the wicked witch. You know? And Carla is saying decluttering flows into all areas of your life. As I call it the positive ripple effect. You start with just decluttering one area of your home. You learn how to do that. It's not that difficult. And then you can use that same skill in so many other areas of your life. And when you start to do that, it can have wonderful consequences. It improves the quality of relationships you have with people. It opens up your opportunity to share and connect, you know? And yes, of course, the deep cleaning, decluttering is the movie. It's just the montage. Here's the funny thing, like the music montage, I always think of people doing like the trying on the clothes and everything. Movies and HGTV shows always gloss over this part. But this is the part where we hang out because this is where the transformation really happens. Is you deciding what you want to keep. You deciding what outfit looks good and what outfit doesn't look good. They fast forward because they want to get to the end of the movie, but this part is the important part to take some time because you will know at the end of this what you truly want in your home and what you don't. You'll know that it isn't just a one and done like Hollywood, but that it is worth it to try, you know? Okay, now Beautiful Life. So Beautiful Life is saying, I used to take pride in my house before my husband passed. Now it doesn't seem to matter. How about this? Notice your humanity. If you're in grief and you're not feeling good, if you're in grieving mode, if you're not feeling good, nothing seems to matter. Nah, why the fuck? I'm just going to die anyway. He died. I'm grieving. I get that. I get that. That's why when I coach like humans. I say this. First of all, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. If you're grieving, allow yourself to grieve. But I say this from firsthand experience. I wish I had spent less time in my early years in the sad mode of my life. And I wish I had started sooner rather than later taking action towards picking myself up. When you start to feel an inkling of better, please start doing it, And you have life, your husband doesn't. Make the most of the time you have. What would your husband say? He's up in heaven, he's saying, "Hun, live your life, do the things. This is just crap. Just live a life that feels good." Because you have life. I would be there if I could, but I'm not. But what I wish on you, this is what I think of everybody I know who's passed who's looking down on me. And they have complete 100%, they get it. They have insight. Live a life you have. Make the most of the life you have before you don't have it anymore. Be on your deathbed with more good memories and very few, if any, regrets. Okay? So feel good. But when you're starting to feel good, start to do the things. Drive at a pace that works for you, but get started. Don't just get stuck there. Okay? But my heart is with you. Okay? Your heart is involved. I know I should do this, but I don't want to. Why don't I want to? Because I'm going to see stuff of my husband's that I feel bad. It's going to make me cry. I'm going to feel feelings. I'm going to be reminded that I screwed up in the past and I'm probably going to screw up in the future. I'm going to see stuff that I bought, that I spent money on, that I didn't use. I'm going to feel bad. I'm going to feel bad. No. Temporary feeling bad. First of all, you're not going to judge yourself. You're going to learn about yourself. Getting to know you, getting to know all about you. You're going to learn about yourself. You're going to learn what you did. You're going to do better. You're going to do different. You're going to learn about yourself, and you're going to learn about what you like, what you don't, what you liked, what you don't like anymore, what you still like, what you want in your life now and in your future. And you're going to learn to love yourself like you love other people in your life. Because when you love yourself, you're going to take care of yourself. You're going to take care of your things. You're going to know that it feels better when you can find your stuff easily. When you can look around and go, love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. You'll love it, love it. Okay? Treat yourself like a human through this entire process. The birds say, yeah, do it. Okay? Yeah. Notice how decluttering or clutter can stop you from doing the things you want to do. Farm Girl is saying, I love to entertain, but I don't sometimes because of the clutter, because things need decluttering. Notice then, if you didn't have the clutter, you could entertain all you like. You could just entertain yourself walking around your house. Okay, yeah, the cleanup is the hardest part. But then you just get it clean. And here's the funny thing. I will share with you, decluttering is one part of the process, but staying decluttered is the second part of the process. When I teach my clients, when I coach my clients, we go over both of them. So you learn different habits. You train yourself in a different way so the clutter does not accumulate again. It's like learning how to drive and practicing doing it every day. Practice keeping yourself decluttered, you end up decluttering. Practice driving your car. I'm pointing to get my car out there. You will become a better driver. Okay? I love it. Nurse Ellen says, good morning from cooler New York. Yes, it is cooler here too. I love it. My cleaning person helped me declutter my kitchen on Wednesday. Awesome. Get some help with what you struggle with. If it's clutter, if it's mental health, if it's feeling lonely, if it's hoarding, if it's overeating, if it's whatever is bugging you, there's somebody out there who can be with you as you learn how to do something different in that part of your life. Now, this is what a coach does. And the cool thing is that because I coach on Zoom, I cannot do it for you. But that's so cool. Because you know the difference between when somebody does something for you, which can be nice, and when you do it for yourself. That sense of accomplishment, that sense of I can do the thing I was afraid to do, that's where I love to encourage people and see them. This is maybe, I became a teacher. I'm almost 60 years old. I'm teaching people. But that I get it. Aha, I can do it. Look in your somebody's eyes, that light and that power of check me out. I can do something that I was afraid to do. You know? Alrighty. Jen, you're re-energizing me to get back into it and get it done. Yes, let's have fun and get it done. I want to help you get it done. Every day I show up hoping to get you inspired to start and to keep going. I've been dealing with it for 8 years and it's a slog. Let's not have it be a slog anymore. You guys, let's make it this year. Let's make it this summer. Hang out with me. Hire me as your coach. Now, right now, I don't think I have any coaching consultations on my schedule, but if you're on the mailing list, you'll know when I do, which will be next week and the week after. Seriously, don't let it drag out. Just get it done. Get the clutter in your rear view mirror and say, that's how I used to be. I used to be cluttered until I learned a way to do something different. Now the stuff doesn't pile up, and every day I do a smidgy Widgerson, and I just kind of putter and declutter for a few minutes a day. And for the rest of my life, that's all I'll ever really have to do. I will never have to deal with this mound of sloggy, built up decades worth of clutter again, because I don't clutter anymore. I have learned to live a different way, and it feels so good. I'll be honest with you, I sometimes don't even know what to do with all the free time I have, because previously I'd be like, oh, we got to clean out the garage. It's like, actually, no, the garage is looking pretty good. Oh, I need to bring those things. Oh, no, I already did that. The amount of time you have when you are decluttered to spend on the time you want, even just reading a book with that peace of mind and not having something bugging you. You know? There we go. Yeah. So notice this thing. Yeah, putter and declutter. Yes, I love it. It came up to me, and it's so true. You just putter around, do. This goes away, this goes away, this goes here, this goes there. It's not like you live in a museum, but you putter and declutter, and that's just maintenance. Sounds boring to me, but maintaining your weight, maintaining your car, taking care of your stuff, taking care of yourself. Yeah. Now this is, interesting. Yeah, Windy Rose. Really good insight. You're no dumb bunny. Sometimes a clean, decluttered room makes me anxious. You know why? Because that's when I have time to think about things. And maybe I'm a little bit afraid, but if I distract myself, if I'm always distracted with this clutter, I can't think of the bigger picture things. Like, am I going to die? Yes, you are. Am I happy? Do I like my life? I know that I avoided thinking the scary thoughts by collecting stuff. I was always out. Oh, I got this to do. I don't want that scary stuff. That's the deep end of the pool. The great thing is you can do the both. You can go to the deep end of the pool. You can swim back to the shallow end. You can tread water. You can get really deep. But when you know how to swim, you're never going to drown in any one of those places. Notice why a decluttered space could feel weird to you. I say weird, that's judgy. Could feel uncomfortable to you. Get curious about why that may be. Get comfortable, maybe, being in a clear, quiet room, being alone with your thoughts and your feelings. It's okay. It's okay to have thoughts and feelings. We're humans. Thank God they haven't AI generated us. If the AI generated me, I would look so different. But I'm me. I'm a human, an aging human on the planet who comes to your TikTok every so often to remind you to carpe frickin' diem, to live a life you want to live before you die. I am doing that now, and the cool thing is, you guys, if a double-decker bus killed the both of us, to die by your side would be a heavenly way to die. This may sound really twisted and weird. Welcome to me. If I died today, I would be okay with it because I have done some awesome things in my life. I don't want to die, but if I did, I'd feel good about what I did. I couldn't have said this even 10 years ago. I would have been frustrated by some things I didn't do that I was afraid to do, and I wussed out. So I just share that. Maybe that's a motivator to you. It works for me to be like, if I had to die today, what are the regrets I would have? Maybe that I didn't help more people, but I helped the people I could. Beth is saying, what made me change? What made me change was having points that I was frustrated with. I was always looking for external things. Oh, if I buy this, it'll make me happy. If I collect that, if I have all the right things. But I knew inside me there was stuff that was nagging on me. And there were certain things that I was like, I wanted to change, but I was afraid to. And I really did. I will say this. I totally pretended like turning 50 was the thing. And that's when I quit my job, because I thought I really want to write these books before I die. And I did write a bunch of books, and I haven't died yet. But it was getting in touch with what was important to me and taking into account what was important to me and learning to not pay attention to what I thought other people wanted for my life. Paying attention to what was important to me and not feeling judged allowed me to become the coach I am. Okay? So, I just share from me. Yeah. So Dia's asking, when will you put up your next coaching calendar? Good question. Probably later today, because I have some stuff to do this morning, and I always like to do it about 2 weeks in a way, because actually I will share this with you. So if you want to become one of my clients, if you think anything I've done today has resonated, and even the way I show up and talk, if this is saying, yeah, this is what I need, it's not Cheerios in a clear box, this is what I do. How you get me as your coach is you sign up for a consultation. It's a 1-hour Zoom call. I hear what you are struggling with. We make a determination if what I do is going to help you get to where you want. We talk about price. We talk about scheduling. I answer all the questions you have, so you feel good about the decision you're making. That starts with a consultation. And I say this, I'm kind of prefacing that to say, I will have consultation slots available on my calendar next week and the week after. The week after that, though, I'm always working on my skills, so I'm going to a coaching seminar type thing. So the second week, the week of like the 15th to the 17th, I'm going to be traveling and learning about coaching more. So I won't be available. So if you're interested in getting started with me, even in the next 2 weeks, get on the mailing list, because the mailing list is the people I'll be like, hey, before anybody else shows up, this is what we're doing. I get some consultations. You get first dibs. I've got this. Here's my TikToks for next week. You know it before anybody else. Guess what? I'm going to do I like to tell the people on the mailing list, you get the first dibs on things. Okay? So, yep. Here's the thing. You know what? And Linda Moser, thank you for calming me down. You're welcome, because you know what? When you feel calm, you're going to do better. Okay? And here, Beth, I'm not brave. I am not. I'm a scaredy cat about so many things. But you know what I was saying was, I got to a certain point. I've done this a few times in my life where it's like, motherfucker, I don't want to die with feeling like I could have done something better. I don't want to die with regrets. So what can I do right now to not die with those regrets is I can realize my fears that are holding me back, and I can baby steps it through. Everything I teach you in coaching is something I've gone through myself. And so I know with a stone cold fact that fear stops us. But you know what? Love for myself, love for my one life on the planet, love for me being an inspiration to my nieces and nephews. Notice where fear is stopping you. Notice where TikTok is stopping me as I'm trying to be all like declarative. Okay? Fear is stopping you. But that's only half of the story. Fear wants to keep you stuck and stayed. What I want to say is, I want to whisper the word love. Love. Love for yourself, love in your heart, love for the world, love for yourself. Love is the feeling that ignites the spark in your engine that's going to get you started. So who do you want to win in life? The people, the fear that keeps you scared and stuck and afraid and small and hiding in the corner? No. Let love rule. Let love win. Use your love, and you have it in you. This is the gift we have. And I'm not religious, but man, that's what it's all about, Charlie Brown. It's when you feel love for yourself and for other people, you do good things. Okay? Now, speaking of doing good things, I know I got into the deep end of the pool, but I got to paddle over to the shallow end because I got to sign off. I just got a reminder I have a class in an hour that I need to prep for. Okay? But notice what happens when you feel better. Patricia is saying, I just decluttered 2 small areas of my kitchen drawers. You know, There we go. And Carla is saying, I had someone message me yesterday asking what coaching was like, and you were so stoked to share it. Carla and I work together one-on-one coaching. If you want to know what coaching is like for me, Carla said to people, hey, get in touch with me. I'll tell you about what it's like to coach with me. I can tell you what it's like from my perspective, but I don't know what it's like from a client's perspective. I hope it's a really good situation. So if you're curious about it, you are worth it. Okay? I love it. Adelia, I haven't seen Inside Out 2. I've just seen the 1. I will check it out. Okay? But you guys, let me just sign off with this. Get on my mailing list. I've got some good stuff I'm sharing. We're having our paper party on Sunday. I'll probably do some pop-ups this weekend. You'll know before everybody else all the good stuff, and it's free. DestinationDecluttered.com/join. There we go. Okay? I am going to sign off now. You are going to have an awesome day because you're going to say, I love myself, and what can I do to improve my life just a smidge? And even just sitting there with that thought, allow your brain to come up with the answers that resonate with you. Okay? You guys, you rock. I'm pretty okay myself. I will see you later. All right? Now let's see if I can hit the off button without being awkward about it. I did it. Okay. I'll see you later. Bye.